them nervous.
28 minutes to 8. What should people applying for British citizenship know about this country? There is to be some kind of Britishness test. Today we're going to see a handbook which is meant to be the basis of it. It's been produced by the group set up by the Home Office to advise on what new citizens should know or be told. Its chairman, Sir Bernard Crick, is here with us. Well, about 140,000 people began the process that could lead to citizenship last year. They're at least open to the possibility of becoming British citizens. Any new test would apply to them, but not incidentally to people who come here to work on work permits. That's a different matter. It would only be for those who had decided to become citizens. What should they know about the past? Peter Hitchens, Mail and Sunday columnist, author of the book The Abolition of Britain, thinks that history has been left out of the whole thing. He's in our Oxford studio. We'll hear from him in a moment. But Sir Bernard Crick with us here in the studio. What have you tried to do in this booklet, and what does it suggest that potential citizens should know or be told?
Well, it's not... It is, of course, for potential citizens, but if people come here with very little English at all and very low skills, as the supermarkets need, as the hotel industries need, as the cleaning firms need, perhaps, alas, they need very practical things. Now, it's easy to mock and say that we put down stuff that will make it easy for people to claim their benefits, to which my answer is yes, but we've also put down stuff that people should know their responsibilities, that you can't leave kids unattended in a house unless there's a girl of 16 years age or more, that kind of thing. All sorts of very practical stuff. But then we move up as people's language skills improve to the nature of the country, the ethnic and religious composition, the religions, the national festivals, the national customs, and then we move up into the what you can get out of a councillor and what you can get out of an MP and that kind of stuff.
What's your own view about any kind of test for people who are going to take full citizenship?
What the new regulations will be, that ministers will announce quite simply, is that people who have workable English already, that is, they can sustain a conversation. It may not be very syntactical, it may not please Melanie Phillips, but they can sustain a comprehensible discussion on an unexpected topic. They won't have to go into classes, but they will have to take a formal test, and that will be heavily skewed towards what one might call citizenship, British institutions. Those who are not at this level already, it's called English as a Second Language Entry Level 3, ESOL 3, gosh, they should go into classes in which English will be taught, or the Act actually allows for Welsh or Scottish Gaelic, mark you, with a content, and the content is the programme that we're launching this morning in this booklet called Living in the United Kingdom, A Journey to Citizenship.
Let me pause you there, Sir Bernard, and bring Peter Hitchens in. What do you make of all that? Because I know you've argued that the sense of this country has somehow been disappearing.
Well, not just disappearing, but actually being actively dismantled. I think it's extraordinarily bleak to look at people as nothing more than economic units, as workers in supermarkets or hotels, which Sir Bernard seems to be doing. Almost, one might say, Thatcherite. The point about this country and the reason why it's been the success that it has been is that it has been the most extraordinary fortress of liberty and law, which has developed as a result of 1,000 years of completely unique history. People carry these things in their hearts if they know. What's actually really most distressing is not so much what immigrants are expected to know or not to know, as what the citizens of this country increasingly are expected to know or not to know.
That's a different question.
Well, it's not different, actually, because if you don't expect people who arrive newly in this country to know things, then it's a symptom of how little you expect the people who are living here to know. And I think that the dismantling of history education in this country is a major scandal and a robbery of important knowledge.
Well, there was a shocking intervention
of young people.
There was a shocking intervention by Bernard Crick, where he said he found himself agreeing with you on that, I think.
Well, I certainly agree about the importance of history, and in fact, there's I'll send you a copy of the booklet, Peter. It has got a historical introduction, very difficult to write because it had to be short. I've done it myself, so your bristles will go up, but tried to be objective, but it is background, and we decided it would be impractical to test people on the whole of British history, simply impractical to run a fairly simple test on the whole of British history.
Because, Peter, isn't it fair to say, sorry to interrupt there, but isn't it fair to say that if people are coming for purposes of work, it's economically useful to them and to us, and it's impractical to say you really shouldn't come here and work unless you know who William the Conqueror was?
No, I think on the contrary, it's very important they know who William the Conqueror was, and a large number of other things, including the Bill of Rights and Magna Carta, and what habeas corpus is and what jury trial is, because these are the things which make this country what it is and make it worth coming to in the first place. And if people don't understand these points, then they can never fully become part of the society in which we all hope that they will integrate.
Yes, but most of those things are in fact in the booklet, as you see, and to expect people to have that before they come, unless your tongue slightly slips, seems to me absolutely absurd. I agree with you about the primacy of history in national consciousness, but that's something one learns by being in the country. We pick it up slowly over time. We're trying to get these people to be reasonably happily settled in the country, and they will begin to pick that up. So we have this historical introduction, which we hope people will read at some stage, but it can't be used as an entry test.
Peter Hitchens, Sir Bernard Crick.